We're in today with the legendary 1366 W3690. I'm gonna see how it's running with this RTX 2060 because I know the CPU is awesome, but I really want to find a GPU that is on the same level with the CPU. So we're gonna use this RTX 2060. It's the first RTX video card that enables ray tracing. It's got 6 GB of VRAM, 192 bits bus width, DirectX 12.2, 1920 shaders with 1365 megahertz on the core clock with 1750 megahertz on the memory. Let's jump in a couple of games and see how this GPU is working with this CPU. GTA 5 with maximum details and see how it's running with everything turned on, because I think the GPU will be just a bit on the edge, so I do want to see some performance from the CPU, and all the bad luck, I need to send it to the GPU. Let's jump in and see how it's running. All right, we're in GTA 5 online, and this is kind of nice performance from the whole system itself. I want to take a look and see how the system is working, because I got like really nice performance and it's very fluent, you know. You think that 36 FPS is not okay, but it's quite fantastic what I'm asking from this PC, from this GPU, and that's that CPU, because this is a very old CPU. But regardless, I got very linear FPS. Frame time, it's a bit high, like 30 frame time, but it's very fluent. There is no spike. I got some really nice details. If I want to do the story mode, I think it's plausible to actually do it like this, so I'm not gonna judge it. On the system RAM, I'm looking around 11.1 gig of system RAM use. That's actually good, but you need to consider that this is maximum details in GTA 5 without any frame scale modification. But if you're interested in actually playing the game like this, you got a lot of options. Okay, so why I have 30 FPS if the CPU is only 30-50% load? So the core usage is barely reaching 50%. In some cases, 1 or 2 is going up and down, but that's it. Usually this happens when threads from a CPU from this platform, it's if one is reaching near maximum, I noticed that the whole situation is kind of bad, you know. So if I'm interested to see the threads, I will activate this one, and I can actually see a couple of them reaching 90%, 92%, and that's your bottleneck, the threads, you know. I don't know why, but hence why I have the problems. I got good minimals, good averages, good maximum, MS is standard, you know, but this is it, maximum details. I put it on maximum details because I was interested in actually taking the load from the CPU and trying to push it to the GPU, you know, to see if I can justify a video card like this. But it's not bad, you know, it's not bad. I like how it's working. 67 degrees on the GPU, 81% memory usage. That's a lot, you know, that's a lot if you're asking me. So GTA 5, it's actually good with the GPU and the CPU. Even though it's 36 FPS, it's still a win for me, because I know the CPU, I know the GPU, I know the whole system, how it is, and I really like how it's working like this. I know I can find games that are, how shall I say, very good for this platform. But this game shows the true colors of this system. This is gonna be interesting, Sons of the Forest, because I really want to see how new games are performing with this CPU. I'm just curious, you know, if this old CPU can actually hold a couple of games like this. You're brand new, and if you slap a video card like an RTX 2060, you might be surprised how it's working. But apparently, I don't even know the details, but I'm gonna take a look and see what we have. Ultra low. Apparently, we are in ultra low. I'm not gonna DLSS performance. Do you have ultra performance or something? Yeah, that's it. All right, so this is like a custom low details. I got DLSS, dynamic resolution, performance, off, everything it's off. Hopefully we get 40 FPS. It's so funny. It's so funny that I have this performance. Seriously, it's very funny. So it's a bit choppy every time I'm doing something like straight movement. I'm getting like some interesting spikes, on the frame time. It's not ideal, but you get no options and you get no saying when you have a CPU like this and you want to play a new game. So on average I got like 40 fps, on minimals 0, on 1% 2. What do you expect? I keep seeing spikes here and there, and you can see them on the graph. It's not ideal. On average we got 45 fps, minimals and 1%, they're kind of low. If you go abruptly and you start moving around, you will notice that the numbers go really low. And this is not a place, look, two on minimal. This is not the place to actually complain with the CPU. This is no place to complain. This is it. It's an old CPU, it does the job, you can ask more. On the GPU side, apparently the memory is nearly reaching 80% on the memory usage. So you need to understand that it's new game and it's using the VRAM completely. 12.6 gig of system RAM, even though this is a Z400. Apparently the memory it's kind of filling up. Let's can I put it on 720p or something? Still 40 fps. Okay, so that's like a render scale. How about the lowest one? 640 by 480. Oh wow, still 40 fps. What the heck is going on? Okay, so this I put it on the lowest resolution, and the only thing that changed was the stress from the GPU load is 39%. Okay, that's interesting. And if I put it on 1080p, you can actually see the load getting like 50-60% load on the GPU. Yeah, I think on 900p it will be ideal, and that's it. You get like better frame times. I think the FPS is on same level with GTA 5, like 45 FPS, and that's it. Let's try and see how this game is working with this combination. I want to see how this system is performing in the game. I got some interesting numbers there, and I want to take a look and see how they perform. Looks similar with the previous games that we tested, so I'm 100% sure it will behave the same. So let's go into the settings and see what we have here. So I got NVIDIA DLSS. We're going to put it up to ultra performance. We're going to get every single ounce of help we can get. Low details, ultra performance, everything is on low. Thinking on getting every single thing on low usage. So if I get like 40 FPS, I get that 40 FPS with I get it with, how should I say, with good minimals and 1%. It doesn't matter, 45%, I'll take you. Minimals, 21, 1%, 25. Those are good numbers, because I've seen horrible performance from other systems, so VRAM, nearly 70% of the VRAM from the video card, that is actually good. The core is not loaded 45 degrees, but I think it's on 80% the power on the fan, hence why it's 45 degrees. 16 gig, nearly 16 gig of system RAM, and the CPU is reaching 60 degrees. I mean, it's loaded. The CPU is loaded, even though it's only got 30-40% load. I think it's because it's the threads are reaching maximum. A couple of them, they are reaching maximum, and hence why I'm lagging with 46 FPS. This is the limit on the CPU. There is nothing else I can do, but I'm 100% sure I will find, like I said, other games that are much better for this CPU. Can say nothing about it on lowest details. DLSS ultra performance, low quality. You get like 40 FPS on average with 1720 on lowest. So this is it. 1366 mammoth of a CPU can actually start the game, can give you like 40 FPS on average, and yeah, you can adjust it in such a way. If you listen, you can adjust it in such a way so you can put more details into the game. It's not that you, I should say, it's not that you cannot put more details to the game. You can put more details, you can put more load into the GPU, and it will look much better. But I want better minimals, so I will not cripple the performance with more details. I like how it's working like this. This is my kind of settings. All right, we gave the system a couple of games that were really on the lowest side of the FPS, and I think it's time to throw a couple of games that can actually go more than 43 FPS. So performance mode with Fortnite, we're gonna jump in on low details and see how it's running. Okay, so whenever I'm in the air, I can actually do a small preview, and I want to see how the threads are. Apparently there's a couple of them that are reaching maximum, so but still managing to deliver over 100 FPS. The VRAM is not loaded, 24% VRAM load from the GPU. The GPU core 30-40% load, that's okay. System RAM doesn't reach 10 gig of system RAM. CPU 50%. I want to take a look and see how much. Yeah, apparently a couple of them only reach. Only a couple of threads are reaching near to maximum, but is staying on the good side. You know, if I have this amount of FPS with the system, I can actually know that there's a couple of games that runs really nice with this. So there's no point on actually butchering the system if you have a system like this with LJ1366 with the CPU. This W3690, it's actually good to do a lot of things, including gaming, but just that specific gaming genre that actually works like this. All right, so I'm averaging really nice with this combination. The CPU is doing a fantastic job, over 50% load on the cores. You know, it's still holding really nice with 8.6 gig of system RAM being used. I think this is a very nice combination, even though some threads are reaching nearly to maximum. It's managing to deliver that 100 FPS, you know, as an average. Minimals is not that good, 10 FPS on minimal and 50 on 1%. Actually, I changed my mind, 26. All right, let's test Crossout. I think this game is gonna do the same thing like Fortnite, and we're gonna see how it's running on maximum details. See if we got DLSS off. 1080p, maximum details, and there is no fidelity FX, no upscaling with this one. So let's jump in and see how this game is delivering the performance with our 1366 Legend. So if you're interested in actually playing games that are designed for the GPU and you want to take the load from the CPU, you have to play Crossout, because it's one of those games that is giving you that option. In this case, the GPU is mega loaded, 71 degrees. Regardless, the CPU is barely loaded. The system RAM is 7.2 gig of system RAM. In this case, the CPU, it's not the bottleneck. And this is the good part about this game. It's GPU demanding, not the CPU demanding. And our CPU is doing the job. It's doing a fantastic job. And I'm so happy. Even the threads, look at it. Oh, actually, the threads are maximum. Oh, damn. But they're really nice. They're really nice utilized, the threads. I'm going to die. Yes, apparently I'm going to die. But nevertheless, I'm enjoying so much the. Oh. Let's test Cyberpunk and see how it's running. I don't even know the settings I'm in, but I think I can get some interesting performance from it. So I will keep it on ultra. I don't know why I'm on ultra. I'm actually curious how it's working like this, seriously. 75 FPS. Oh my god, it's working so nice. Look at it. 60 FPS, 40 FPS. I don't know. I want to see some averages. I don't want to go too much from it because I want to see some stable FPS. I want to see some readings from the threads, maximum threads. I think if I walk or start driving, the whole game will crash. But it's doing a fantastic job. Look at it. 0 minimal, 15 on 1%. Actually, that's 8. I like how it's working. 93% load on the GPU core clock and 78 degrees. I don't know why it's loading it so much, but nevertheless, both of the GPU and the CPU, it's maxed out. Even though the CPU cores are loaded and the threads, apparently I'm still getting playable FPS in here, but keep crashing, and I don't know why. Maybe It's the platform 1366. I don't know, seriously. But you can actually see it's barely holding on the core load and the temperature, the CPU. System RAM, it's nearly reaching 10 gig of system RAM. So I think my HP Z400, it's a bit outdated because it will be ideal to have a better mainboard with faster memory. For instance, I got 24 gig of system RAM, but that's the amount of system RAM that the HP is supporting. Maybe you can get a better one with ACC memory, or I don't know, 64 gig of memory. 1366 has a lot of platform, has a lot of room to make it custom, and I think there's a lot of mainboards chip that you can benefit from this platform and get a really nice CPU like this. So I was half with this system. A couple of games that were showing me the CPU was too slow, and a couple of games showed me that the GPU was too slow. So nevertheless, in this case, I think I have to find a better video card in order to see if I can push it just a little more. I have a couple of video cards and I want to test it. I want to test the system much better. I want to put a couple of more GPUs to see how it's performing with all kinds of video cards. And I have in mind a video card. I think that 2060 Super will be an interesting choice. Just a little more on the performance on the core. Maybe we'll get interesting performance. But regardless, I got my answer when it came to benchmarking this 3690, and I think it's a proper CPU. The only thing needs it's an IO with a custom mainboard, so I can overclock it and do some custom stuff on it. Even if I don't overclock the CPU, I still want a different mainboard so I can put more system RAM in this. Faster memory will be ideal for the whole platform itself. Overall, I think this is a great configuration, and today's 2060 managed to show me that it's still an awesome configuration. It's still an awesome computer. It's still an awesome build. It's still an awesome Z400 HP computer. So I can't complain nothing. Seriously, I love it. Overall, I love everything about it. Seriously, if you give me this computer Sunday, I'll take it. I'll have my coffee and I'll have some fun with it because I know I can find the right games for it and I will never complain. That's it.